the mayonnaise. Now, on mayonnaise cake, it's really important that you use mayonnaise. Don't use that stuff that says salad dressing on it or dressing. You need to use mayonnaise.
Welcome to the KastKing Kitchen. I'm Sandi Roberts, and today we're going to make Megatron Mayonnaise Cake and Extremus Extreme Chocolate Frosting. But we're going to start with the mayonnaise cake. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. It sounds awful, but it's really good. So, what we're going to do to make the mayonnaise cake is we have flour, we have sugar, there's some cocoa powder, baking soda and baking powder, vanilla extract, water, and the last ingredient, of course, the mayonnaise. Now, what I'm going to tell you is, on mayonnaise cake, it's really important that you use mayonnaise. Don't use that stuff that says salad dressing on it or dressing. You need to use mayonnaise. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our flour into the bowl. I've already got it all measured out. You'll see a card at the end that will tell you the exact ingredients. We're going to add the sugar. We're going to add the cocoa powder. We're going to add the baking soda and the baking powder. We're going to put it on our mixer. We're just going to turn it like really low just to kind of mix it all together. Now, here's the thing. Why do we use mayonnaise? Because the mayonnaise is made with oil and eggs. So that eliminates the oil and eggs out of your recipe because we're using mayonnaise. In addition, it's going to make it super, super moist. You will really like this Megatron mayonnaise cake. Now, I don't usually go for brands and talk about brands here, but I am really picky about my mayonnaise cake, and the only mayonnaise I use in it is Best Foods mayonnaise. It's up to you, but two things to remember. Make sure you are not using what says dressing, and make sure you're using a mayonnaise that you normally really like. Don't try to be cheap about your mayonnaise. I personally will use the Best Foods mayonnaise. So, I've got the dry ingredients in here. I'm gonna lift my mixer up a little bit. Yes, I'm gonna add the mayonnaise. This cake is so simple. So I'm gonna add the mayonnaise. Next I'm gonna add the water. I'm gonna add my vanilla extract, like that. Gonna put it in here, gonna mix it up. I'm gonna start on low to just get it all mixed together. If you were to eat some of this and I hadn't told you it was mayonnaise cake, you wouldn't know. It's really, really good. But this is the Megatron mayonnaise cake. This cake has been in my family's recipe file for probably the last 50 years, but it's really, really good. You will not be disappointed. So we're letting it mix a little. Now I'm gonna scrape down the sides of the bowl a little bit, like that. Oh, it smells really good too. It looks delicious. I'm gonna scrape down the sides, then we're gonna mix it up. That we're going to put it into our cake pan. Once again, I've lined it with parchment paper. So we're going to take the beater off. We'll make sure we get everything into this cake. And we're just going to take the spatula and going to scrape out the bowl into our cake pan. Move it around a little, even it out. Okay, and then we're just gonna slide this into the oven.
So while our Megatron mayonnaise cake is baking, we are going to make some Extremus Extreme Chocolate Frosting. Now let me tell you what, I'm gonna teach you how to make some really, really good homemade chocolate frosting from scratch. It's really easy to do. So, we're gonna take some powdered sugar and we're gonna pour it into the bowl here. And I'm gonna warn you, this could get a little bit messy because usually when I do this, I have stuff all over the place. I'm gonna put cocoa powder, a few tablespoons of that in here. Okay. Margarine. I like butter, but I will use margarine for frosting just because it seems to have a consistency where it holds up a little bit better and doesn't melt as easy. So this is a cube of margarine. So right now we've got you can already see I'm making a mess. In the KastKing Kitchen, I try to make everything nice and neat for you before we start, and it typically is, see, but unfortunately, I'm doing this right here as we go, so there's a little bit of a mess. Now here's the tricky part. Right now I have about 6 ounces of milk. So we're gonna add some milk. Now the thing with the milk is, you gotta be careful because you don't wanna add too much. If you add too much milk, it'll make your frosting too watery. So, you know, like I tell people, always just have some in a container, pour some in, and then just watch. Now we're gonna turn the mixer up. And see, I'm not gonna probably add any more milk. In order to get the frosting the way you want, you might have to experiment a little. So I've added some more powdered sugar to this. Here we are making a little bit of a mess. And once again, I could have put less milk in, but I was just trying to show you what you could do if you add too much milk. Okay, I've got the right consistency now. Okay, so the Extreme Chocolate Frosting looks delicious, yummy. So we're gonna, once the Megatron mayonnaise cake is baked and cooled, we are going to frost it with the Extremus Extreme Chocolate Frosting. Hi everyone, we're back. The cake has been baked, and what I've done is I've taken it out of the pan and I've cut it in half, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the Extremus Extreme Chocolate Frosting and we're gonna put a little in the center of this right here. Like a layer cake is what we're gonna do. Then we can take our Extremus Extreme Chocolate Frosting that we made, and we can start putting it on the top of this, and we'll make it look all nice and neat. Well, sort of nice and neat. If it's too neat, it won't taste as good, right? And we're just gonna keep frosting it like so. All the way around. I do like making cakes, and this one I think you'll really like. And we put the Extremus Extreme Chocolate Frosting on it. So we'll just get a little bit more on it, like that. Nicely frosted. Sometimes little holes pop up and then you gotta kind of patch them together. I like a lot of frosting. Some people don't like much frosting, but I almost think I'd rather have more frosting than I like cake, you know? It's kind of bad. So anyway, that's about, oh, oops, that looks like it needs a little bit more. So now, did you see those chocolate panfish I made? I can put one of the chocolate panfish on the top. Cake, see that? And it's going to be really good. I've sliced up a piece, and like I always say, the only thing left to do is to try it. Really good. Great frosting. Really moist. It's perfect with milk. I'm Sandi Roberts. You've been in the KastKing Kitchen. So until then, we will see you next time in the KastKing Kitchen.